Yo, 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 do. I gotta be honest, guys, I don't want to be here. I just want to go to sleep and, time skip to the next day. So, we're both trapped here, so might as well make the best of it. What have I got today? I've got some juicy work beef to uncover for all of you, and by juicy I mean not very juicy, but I don't fucking know. It's pretty stupid. It is clearly just like people misunderstanding each other, and a bit of dick measuring in there too. So I work at a restaurant, right, where our closer, when we close, our managers and our boss guy, they're not fucking there. They have never been there, so they don't know what the fuck is going on. Essentially, they have ideas, but they're never really there in the flesh, in the grease. Knees deep in the grease. That's a bar I gotta save for my future rap career. So, on paper they know what they know what we do, and they have a pretty good idea. They know when we clock in and out, but they're doing a bunch of fucking changes because they're new owners of the restaurant. So they're doing a hell of a lot of changes to try to optimize, like, I don't know, fucking they're money hungry. They are desperate for money. Also because their business is not doing really well, at least our part of the business, which is not really our fault. We've all come to the agreement that no, the quality of everything has definitely gone up since the new owners came along and fixed a bunch of shit. But they're completely blaming us for just kind of fucking up the entire thing, which is really stupid. Well, just gotta live with that. I still get paid. Hey, fucking hallelujah for that. But the main thing right now going on is just they're cutting back on like our workers and like our hours, I guess. They're just going back and forth like, oh, right now they're in a bit of a drought, and in terms of, well, I guess I'm in a bit of a drought in terms of my hours, which is a huge fucking problem. When I'm scheduled for, on my contract, it says like 30 hours a week-ish, I don't actually remember. And then I'm scheduled for like fucking 12. That's a bit of an issue, and that's a bit of a red flag. And then I'll go and look, and finally fucking, go and look and analyze. I open my third eye in order to figure out what's gone wrong here. And what's gone wrong is clearly that they're saving money in terms of just putting our kids to do the jobs of men. Not to toot my own horn, as they say, but they can't do as good a job as us, quote-unquote full-time workers. That's my argument, but I'm not actually full-time, even though I'm supposed to be. I don't know, that's a whole nother fucking can of worms. But essentially, they got fucking like 16-year-olds doing our job, like what we have been doing for the past, like, I don't fucking know how many years. So yeah, that's a bit of an issue. So the quality has obviously gone, a bit down, and in rush hours when there's only one full-time employee and one 16-year-old to run the entire thing. That begins to be a bit of an issue on bad RNG days. Good RNG days? Fine, sure. We can manage. We just sit around and do nothing. That's not the problem here. The problem is that our children. I should not call them children. Our children here in this establishment, they know how to run things, but not like properly, and especially like under stress. Like, you know, they know how to do some things, certain things, but they're not fluent in the kitchen, which is, you know, it's just a thing you get fluent in as a full-time worker, right? So again, when it's actually like heavy rush hour, that becomes a problem. Even when it's not heavy rush hour, it's just, you know, the restaurant is half full and there are only 2 people, 1.5 person to manage it. Oh, Thundo, shut up. But essentially, you know, first of all, the quality goes down in terms of all that, but also our closing time goes up, so we use more time to actually close the restaurant, and because they keep complaining about 2 different things that are very, you know, on opposites places on the scale. I don't fucking know where I'm going with this. They're kind of opposites, and you know, they balance each other out in some sort of way. AKA, I should not do metaphors. I should just talk about what it is. What it is that they want us to do a faster job and they want us to do a better job. But they don't realize that we cannot do both. That's essentially the big problem here. And that's really, you know, especially now that they've cut down, you know, the quality of our workers, that becomes a bit of an issue. And I didn't even get to the beef. Okay, so TLDR of the beef is, I don't fucking know, one of my coworkers is really mad about that, and she had like some sort of like breakdown, like frame 1 when she got to work today, like frame 1 when she clocked in. I wasn't there, I missed the entire drama, but I like to imagine, you can imagine with me. She goes over to the others and just breaks down for like 10 minutes, and afterwards, when I take my break, I get all the sauce. I get all the spilled. Also because you just came into the kitchen, like working beside me, like nothing ever happened, which I find incredibly funny. But don't tell her that, please. Anyway, I don't know. I could go on yapping, but I really want to go to sleep. So goodbye.